So this is a surprise. This is a surprise, lads. I had a couple of videos planned and I'm in shock, genuinely in shock with this. So 2K have pretty much gone and, well, not 2K, Jesus, the Fever. I'm so making 2K videos, I have 2K in my head. The Fever have pretty much gone and said, you know what, we're working out as the Indiana Fever. One thing that I do respect.
Nobody expected this. Not now. Not here. And definitely not together. When footage surfaced of Caitlin Clark training in Miami alongside her Indiana Fever teammates, the internet exploded within minutes. Fans didn't just react. They panicked, celebrated, analyzed, and speculated all at once. Because this wasn't just another off-season workout. This felt like a statement. A message. A warning shot to the rest of the WNBA. The Fever weren't just staying ready. They were locked in. Focused. Hungry. And the timing couldn't be more telling. After a season that delivered heartbreak, hope, pressure, and impossible expectations, nobody knew what version of this team would show up next. Would they rebuild? Would they reset? Would they slow things down? Instead, what fans saw was intensity, chemistry, and unfinished business written all over their faces. Miami became the backdrop for something much bigger than training. It became the stage for belief, redemption, and a quiet promise. They're coming back stronger. Every sprint, every drill, every shot echoed the same message. This story is far from over. And for Fever fans, this moment felt like the beginning of something special, something dangerous, something unstoppable.
It is genuinely one of those things where the Fever are absolutely, like, I'm not going to say any like they're this top class organization. I think they've become a top class organization. They haven't been. They've been poverty for a while.
This wasn't just about getting shots up or staying in shape. This was about rebuilding trust, confidence, and identity. Last season was brutal in ways numbers can't explain. The pressure on Caitlin Clark was unreal, and the spotlight on the Fever felt relentless. Every move, every mistake, every loss was magnified. Yet through all that noise, this team quietly began to grow. Chemistry started forming. Roles became clearer. Belief slowly replaced doubt. Now, seeing them train together in Miami tells fans one important thing. They're choosing unity. They're choosing commitment. They're choosing to face the storm together instead of individually. In a league where off-season separation is normal, togetherness is rare. That's why this moment hits differently. It signals that the Fever understands something powerful. Success doesn't start on opening night. It starts when nobody is watching. The sweat, the sacrifice, the trust built behind closed doors. That's where championships are born. And Miami wasn't just a workout destination. It became a symbol of transformation. A reset point. A quiet rebirth. This wasn't about hype. This was about hunger. And when a young team chooses hunger over comfort, that's when the league needs to start paying attention.
Oh my, by the way, Ari McDonald, I feel bad for her, please. Like, she is the most injury prone fucking player in the league. Ari McDonald has not had a healthy, she's going into year 6. She hasn't been healthy since year 2. She got injured badly in 2023, injured in 2024, injured in 2025, now injured and unrivaled.
What's most striking is how different Caitlin Clark looks. Not just physically, mentally. Last season, she carried expectations heavier than most players ever will. Every arena packed. Every defender focused solely on stopping her. Every headline centered around her name. And yet, she still delivered. But this off-season feels different. There's calm in her movement. Purpose in her workouts. Confidence in her body language. Miami wasn't about proving herself anymore. It was about preparing herself. Preparing to lead, to elevate, to dominate. She's not chasing approval now. She's chasing legacy. And that shift changes everything. Because when Clark plays free, fearless, and focused, defenses crumble. And now she's doing it surrounded by teammates who believe in her, trust her, and are ready to rise with her. That chemistry is dangerous. That energy is contagious. The league hasn't yet seen the full version of Caitlin Clark. But Miami gave fans a preview. And what they saw was terrifying in the best possible way.
Caitlin Clark working out with these Fever players. And it's good seeing Steph White going down to Miami to work with, I'm not even going to say her players, because technically they're not her players right now.
The Indiana Fever are no longer just a rebuilding team. They are becoming a statement team. One that refuses to accept mediocrity. One that refuses to settle for progress without results. This Miami workout showed something that box scores never could: unity, communication, intensity. Every drill was sharp. Every huddle was tight. Every movement was intentional. These players weren't just training, they were bonding, learning tendencies, building trust, developing rhythm. This is what great teams do long before banners are raised. And for a franchise that's been starving for stability and success, this moment felt like hope finally turning into belief. They're no longer waiting for the future. They're building it. Right now. And the scary part? This team is still young. Still evolving. Still learning. Which means their ceiling hasn't even been touched yet. Miami wasn't about chasing headlines. It was about crafting an identity. And the Fever's identity is becoming crystal clear, relentless, united, and fearless.
Like, all these players have friends on different teams. But, like, when they're in the stands, it's the Fever players bunched up together. And obviously, with it being Indiana, that kind of helped.
Within hours of the footage going viral, one phrase began trending across social media: run it back. Fans weren't just excited. They were emotionally invested. Because they saw what this team was becoming. They remembered the heartbreak, the near wins, the close losses, the flashes of brilliance that hinted at something greater. And now, seeing that same group grinding together in Miami, fans felt it: the hunger, the urgency, the belief. Comment sections flooded with optimism. Analysts started reevaluating predictions. Opponents quietly took notice. This wasn't just fan hype. It was recognition. Recognition that the Fever aren't rebuilding anymore. They're ascending. And that shift in perception changes everything. Expectations are rising. Pressure is increasing. And yet, the team looks ready. Ready to carry it. Ready to embrace it. Ready to transform it into fuel. There's something symbolic about Miami. It's where legends train. Where champions sharpen their edge. Where off-season work becomes post-season results. The sun, the heat, the grind, it demands commitment. And the Fever showed up ready to embrace all of it. Early mornings. Long sessions. Exhausting drills. They didn't choose comfort. They chose challenge. And that choice speaks volumes. It shows maturity. Growth. Awareness. They understand that nothing meaningful comes easy. That success requires sacrifice. And Miami became their proving ground. Their testing lab. Their forge. Every bead of sweat represented dedication. Every rep represented belief. This wasn't about optics. It was about preparation. And the teams that prepare like this rarely fail when it matters most. Because what's forming in Miami isn't just chemistry, it's confidence. And confidence changes everything. When players trust each other, they play faster, freer, smarter. Mistakes become lessons, not fears. Pressure becomes opportunity, not panic. And that's exactly where the Fever are heading. If this team carries this energy into the season, they won't just compete, they'll disrupt. They'll challenge established powerhouses. They'll rewrite expectations. They'll force adjustments. And they'll remind the league that youth, when combined with belief, becomes dangerous. Very dangerous. Every great athlete has a defining chapter. A moment where potential transforms into dominance. For Caitlin Clark, this off-season may be that moment. Not because of highlights. Not because of headlines. But because of mindset. She's no longer playing to survive the pressure. She's playing to embrace it. To command it. To lead through it. And when a player with her skill, vision, and confidence reaches that stage, history tends to follow. Miami wasn't about the present. It was about the future. And that future looks terrifyingly bright. So when fans say run it back, they aren't just talking about another season. They're talking about redemption, evolution, destiny. Because what's happening in Miami is bigger than workouts. It's a transformation, a declaration, a promise. The Fever aren't chasing respect anymore, they're demanding it. And Caitlin Clark isn't waiting for greatness, she's building it. Brick by brick, rep by rep, moment by moment. And when the season finally tips off, don't be surprised if this team shocks the world. Because the grind started early. And the hunger? It never left.